All right, coffee up. This is COFOH Live Undead. I am your host, Daniel Crosier, and we are joined by the amazing Tiffany Smyth of Artsmiths. Wow!
You write something on my face.
Tiffany, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Tiffany. I've known you for a few years now. I've known you as a performer and as an artist, seamstress, mask maker. I mean, you wear a lot of hats. Can you tell people that that are tuning in that don't know too much about you, who you are, where you come from, and how did you get into the arts?
Okay. Well, first of all, sorry, I have like little gnats and stuff in my studio. Sorry about that. Um, my mother is a really fantastic stained glass artist, and so we used to work together making beautiful murals and faux finishes and mosaics and really fancy houses. And we did that for about 15 years. And I pretty much worked with her since I was in high school. And then I went to Denver School of the Arts and specialized in pottery and sculpture. And then I painted at home. And then, got into performing and dancing and stuff like that. And then I met these kids, or they weren't kids, they are kids. Well, I mean, I met these awesome people.
Yeah.
And they really inspired me, and we started working together. And we still work together. We just performed at Sonic Bloom this past June. I believe it was early June. And it was a really great experience. I got to bring my stilts, and they let me play and bring crazy costumes, and I always make stuff for them. And we've been working together for 18 years, if you can believe it. So
wow.
I would have never made leather masks had it not been for Lunar Fire. So I give Lunar Fire like tons of props, and they are like still my muses and close friends. So
nice.
Anyway, that's how I got into the mask thing, and then started getting into started my business at the Santa Fe Arts District, and then it just kind of snowballed, just being in the right place at the right time. So that's a nutshell.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. When you're talking about performance, like what kind of performance are you normally doing?
Well, lately I've been doing more like double veils are my big thing. Okay. Been doing double veils, and it's like a Middle Eastern dance technique where you have these two giant pieces of fabric, and you kind of weave in and out of them, and they're really beautiful. It's very flowy. Yeah. And then I like fan veils. My newest thing is buging, and of course I do poi. I'm working on dragon stuff, but it's just like a flow arts projects that I work on in my spare time. So
nice. Yeah. During the day, you're working as an artist, selling amazing goods and costumes and stained glass pieces and masks. I mean, you've got just an amazing treasure trove of stuff. Yeah, and here you are in your natural environment, your studio too. I mean,
this is where I spend 90% of my time.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. What is that piece we got overhead there?
Oh yes, this is Salvador. He's my let me like angle the camera up a little bit.
Nice.
He is a
Wow.
flying dragon.
What's
I don't
that?
know. And then it spins all the way around. I don't know which is the best angle. There we go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's made out of stained glass, right?
Yes, he's all made out of glass. And
Oh,
then
gosh.
this
That's
is the other one I'm working on right now. So I'm still working on his wings. But anyway,
cool.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm standing in front of my workstation right now. But yeah, the studio is, has I have like I recycle all my glass. So I just out of Salvador, I got like actually I kind of wanted some opinions like so inside the crescent moon
Hmm.
that is at the very top. So it's suspended from a crescent moon. I don't think you can see it yet. Hold on.
Mm-mm.
There we go. You
Okay.
kind of see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Okay.
And it has red chandelier crystals.
Nice.
Okay, so then it's either between this skull
Hmm.
or the skull.
Oh
And
man.
these are all fused glass, and I made all my own molds. And basically, I crushed up my glass and I melted down into, um, essentially this. But yeah,
Wow.
isn't that awesome?
I love the detail. It's so intricate. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like was it is it Los Muertes or like Day of the Dead type skulls?
Yeah, I did a basic skull mask, and then I can hand paint the Day of the Dead stuff. I did quite a few windows. Where I did a series of 4 windows for a friend of mine.
Oh cool.
That were the 4 elements, and then they had the Day of the Dead skull.
Oh man.
They came out really cool, and yeah, and then I did one that was more sculptural with like the filigree, just to see what it would turn out to be like. So
Nice.
during the pandemic, we didn't have any shows, so I kind of dove into learning how to make ceramic molds and fuse glass, and like made my necklace.
Oh cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
That
so
that's so
it's
cool.
fun. I mean, I love jewelry
Mm.
and I love like all my headdresses and stuff like that. So I wanted to be able to incorporate the glass because I really love making the flat glass. But
Mhm.
here, I'll just show you. This came
Oh,
out of the blue dragon. There's a
yeah.
lot of glass. Look at that. Broken
Wow.
glass. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
You crush
So
it up, throw
so
it in the kiln.
with that, you melt it down in the kiln, and then you're able to kind of forge your pieces.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Here, I'll show you a couple more pieces.
Okay.
Here. Um.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, it's
Yeah.
a rose.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then here's another rose. I think this one would show up better. It's not
Yeah,
as
I
dark.
definitely see that. I can see all the details of the petals in the center there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of this came out of Salvador, like
Oh,
all
wow.
this scrap. Yeah.
All the scraps from him.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
yeah. So no piece goes wasted. You're able to reuse everything that doesn't get used in Salvador there.
Right. Well, there is non-fusible glass,
Mhm.
and so I try to only buy the glass that I know is fusible. That's just so you can layer the different kinds of glass. And at this point, I don't experiment until, I mean, unless I absolutely know for sure that the glass is compatible.
Okay.
As far as mixing 2 different kinds of glass, I mean, you can melt glass all day long if it's all the same glass,
Mhm.
but you can't melt 2 pieces of glass together unless they are the same, COE number. So that's like the type of glass and what its shrinkage rate is. So
Okay.
that's why, like, if it's not compatible, just crumble.
Oh, okay.
or it'll disintegrate. It's wild to you never I mean, like I learned a lot, but I'm still learning. So, but
That's cool. The,
yeah,
so you are you're not like blowing glass or anything like that. That's something you want to get into later, right?
yeah. For my birthday, I'm gonna go take a glass blowing class.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, hot glass. Make stuff like this.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I'm a major glass connoisseur. Like I love glass. Like seriously, it's like my even like vintage glass. If I see something like this at the thrift store, like I
Yeah.
have to have it.
Oh, cool. Man, nice little chalet there. Man, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Yeah, that it really is.
Yeah,
It kind of looks like something that you would see like the Lord of Darkness from Legend, having.
right. I love red glass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Oh, that's so cool, man. Yeah, you've got all kinds of really cool stuff going on in your shop. Oh, we've got a friend that popped online.
Oh
Laura,
yay, Laura!
smiley face to Tiffany.
Yay!
um, but yeah, you sent me a number of photos of some of your masks that I think we're at the Renaissance Fair, right?
That's correct.
Nice.
Yeah. So we did. I think all the pictures I showed you are from this year at the Colorado Renaissance Fair.
God, so cool.
So
This is a really impressive piece. Can you tell us a little bit about this and its process?
absolutely. So I really wanted to do a Japanese Oni demon inspired mask. That was a full face mask, and trying to figure out the the jaws and how to get them to fit nice, how to sculpt them,
Hmm.
and I finally got it down. I think this was like the second or third. I think it was like it took 3 generations or 3 trials of designs to try to get it just right.
Wow.
And I always try to be like inspired by, not like um, you know, I don't ever try to verbatim or take specific artwork, and I try to create my own
Hmm.
version, my own inspired vision of any particular design or
Yeah.
style. So I mean, I'm inspired by Celtic knots. I'm inspired by skulls. So I do a broad range of different styles of masks. So, but
Wow.
that was my Japanese Oni demon.
Man, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's so cool. And then from that, doing some more whimsical stuff, very Beetlejuice friendly things.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a sandworm. And it's funny, like the day I finished it is the day I saw the first poster for Beetlejuice 2. I was just like, no, really? I was like, that's cool, right on. I don't know. Hopefully that'll manifest, but yeah, it was really challenging. That took a lot of time to paint. And it's all on a hat, and it's pretty much all made out of foam. It's
No
like
kidding.
foam and tin foil.
Wow.
Well, and beaded fringe and other stuff, but yeah, pretty much it's
Man.
just foam.
Oh, that's
I put a lot of time,
yeah.
yeah, and then I sold it with the head, so it was like a sculptural piece. All the heads I mean, all the hats that I did this summer, they were very sculptural art pieces, and they came with their own heads.
Oh, wow.
So,
Cool.
but they, you know, people seem to really love them. So I'm gonna make some more. We'll see what's coming up next. I'm making a haunted house next. I think that's the next one I
Yes.
have on my list.
Oh, that's so cool. Is something that lights up or
Oh,
something like that?
absolutely. It's totally gonna light up.
Oh, ooh,
And I want to try to figure out, like, okay, how the ghosts are dancing at the, sorry, the Disney and the Haunted Mansion. So
oh,
like I want to do like a tower and have like a just from the LED lights that are
Yeah.
inside of it. Like if it gets hot enough, I'm gonna try to like figure out, those old like candles where you put a candle or whatever, and then it has like the 45-degree angles, and then it'll make it spin, and then it'll create all these different images. So I was
Yeah.
gonna try to use that same kind of idea to have like dancing ghosts in the top of the turret.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
We'll see if I can make it work, but
Oh, I have faith in you.
yeah.
Looking at what you've been able to accomplish so far. This one I really enjoy the your bird skull mask. Um, this one's absolutely astounding, and the headpiece that your friend's wearing is gorgeous as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I made that piece. God, I think that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So, but she's
Oh,
like
really?
really kept it in good condition. She wears her stuff all
Nice.
the time. So, Jane Michelle, um, are Ren Fair enthusiasts to the bone. Like they are out there every weekend, and they're always dressed to the nines, and they always like see every show, and they're awesome. And it's really nice to have really enthusiastic patrons like them. So, and they're our friends too. Like, but they were patrons for years before we became friends because we didn't even know them until um, I think it was 1 year in Arizona. Like, well, a couple years in Arizona because we only go down first and last weekend, and they were originally from Arizona, and then they started reaching out and doing other Ren fairs. So
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
I think this is another one with her in there too.
Yeah, yeah, that's her Captain America, Thor, uh,
Cool.
uh, costume she put together. Oh my God, the kids go crazy. So she wore that on 4th of July, and
Nice.
then they have like these little wooden tokens that she passes out to the kids, and it's like it has like the captain shield on it. Like
Oh, cool.
they're really cool, creative people.
Man, that's awesome to have such good friends and good patrons of your work. Uh, yeah, I love this this Hobbit house piece with all the mushrooms and stuff. But you said the windows are stained glass and they light up, right?
Yeah, they do. I'm sorry I didn't send you a more current picture of that.
Oh, that's all right. This is amazing. Yeah,
It was it was a lot of fun to build.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically trash that people left in my booth. Like people leave plastic bottles and little plastic cups, and
Wow.
so instead of just throwing it away or recycling it, I'm just like, I'm gonna make something out of it. So I made
Cool.
the house, and it was fun
Wow, that's
because
awesome.
I wanted to be an architect.
Well, no kidding.
I was gonna go to school for architecture. Yeah, so it's really fun. Like I'm just building on a miniature scale.
Man, that's so cool. I could see you doing whole like miniature sets, like ready for to go before the camera. You know?
Right.
Oh
That'd
man,
be fun.
that would be amazing. Little stop motion like Hobbit movie or something like that.
If you wanna, yeah. It's
Yeah,
just whatever time you have to put the energy into like whatever it is you want to create. I mean, it's just
yeah,
we try to do the best we can, and I don't always get to finish or make everything that I want to make, but I guess that's the secret to a long life is never run out of stuff to do.
that's true. That is true. Uh, this is a gorgeous like Kraken kind of piece. Um,
Thank you.
the tentacles. Is this a leather piece or how is this one? Uh,
Yes, all the masks that I make are made out of leather.
oh, okay, right. Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So, yeah, the Cthulhu mask. Um, I think. Oh, I don't remember. I think it was when my friend Ian was working for us at the fair, and it was like I don't remember what year it was, but it was like Cthulhu for president. They had all those.
Yeah,
Cthulhu was like a big thing. So it's just like, of course, you have to do a Cthulhu mask, you know, just kind of every year there's always something different. You know, like when we had the big bug infestation in my garden,
Ooh.
I made bug masks, you know. It's like it's pretty random, but you know, it all kind of flows and I feel like we work intuitively and
Nice.
you know,
Nice. That's cool. Can we talk about like the leather process? Because
sure.
I don't think a lot of people are familiar with how to make or how leather can be turned into masks. How do you start something like this?
I guess I can just pan the camera over and show you like the leather workstation if
Sure.
you're interested.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And it's yeah.
you've got that amazing studio there. I'm so jealous. Everything's set up and ready to just get into the next project.
All right, let me see if this will work.
Cool.
Hold on. Might be a little far away,
Oh, okay.
but cool. So it's kind of not totally set up for leather because my mom had some other stuff going on. But essentially, I have
Ooh, a little head.
this
Okay,
is
a little
this
form.
is a work head. You know, it's just a plaster bust,
Nice.
and then I essentially just get the mask wet and
Hmm.
sculpt it on the face. And then
Okay.
I use 2 hair dryers. Let's see, I don't have any masks that are cut out. Well, these are really old. Same difference. Okay, so mask shape.
Oh, cool. Okay.
This is like a commedia dell'arte. This is what the base of it looks like.
Hmm.
And
Man, so you're soaking it.
then you
Yeah.
just get it wet. It could be wetter because this is like kind of stiff. And then I don't know. Can you still kind of see me?
Yeah, I can see it. You're putting it on the form.
Yeah. And
Nice.
then like with the noses, you kind of have to sculpt up from underneath it, and you just constantly like work around it, and you have heat on both sides, and so like speed up the drying process.
Wow.
And then like, well, this is like obviously already been sculpted. It's a little dirty, but like this is one of my masks.
Oh
So
my
it's like
God, that's
a
amazing.
Little Mermaid. So I wanted to do like an illustrated fairy tale series, and so I started with the Little Mermaid. I only got like 2 out of what I wanted to do, but you
Yeah.
know, like there's always time in the future to keep adding to it. So
Wow.
and then yeah, so that's pretty much so this whole table is dedicated to leather,
Nice.
and then I'll like flip around.
Ooh.
So I have back in the far corner is where we do all our painting. So
Okay. Little painting booth.
yeah,
Ooh, little skull mask. Wow.
yeah,
Look
we're
at that.
getting ready for Halloween.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Is that and that's a leather piece too?
Yes, yes.
Wow. Oh my,
Anyway,
that's so cool.
we make a lot of skulls.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Anyway, so you know those are drying racks, and then over here I have my kiln
Okay.
and all my junk jewelry. I collect like junk jewelry from thrift stores. Like I'm trying to minimize the quick fashions. I just
Okay.
don't. I just want to not order anything offline. I mean, online. I just want to, you know, make things out of stuff that is already unwanted and out there. You know, so I like found objects.
Yeah.
So that's another aspect of yeah.
That
So
that's one of
I
the
got the
fun.
kiln.
Yeah, going out to like thrift stores and or to friends' shops and stuff, and finding all kinds of little things that you can make into something else later.
Right. Well, that's kind of why I wanted to like really nail down like the fusing techniques,
Hmm.
so I don't have to, I don't know, buy jewelry online or the crystals and the. Okay, I still buy crystals,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to be like, I don't know, just if I could make everything that within my own studio, then I feel better about it, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, and then the fact that it's recycled is even better. Oh, and I'm finally gonna try to make my own leather clay. And so
ooh,
all my leather scraps, like I don't, you know, I try to use up as many square inches of that leather as I possibly can.
yeah.
But you know, there's still waste. So I just got a blender, and I'm gonna try to break it down to like a really fine fiber and make a cold porcelain clay out of it.
Wow.
So
That
we'll see
sounds
how that
amazing.
goes. You know, it's just like one of those experiments. So we'll see. It's gonna be some trial and error.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I think that'd be awesome. So I love working in clay. I love doing the sculptural stuff.
Mm.
So I mean, like if I can bring it down to even more zero waste, like that, would make me feel better.
Man, that's
So
that sounds amazing. Yeah, yeah. As far as like what you're creating and turning around and selling everything is you know is summer or Halloween like are those like your biggest seasons?
um, yeah, Halloween absolutely. So the Texas Renaissance Festival starts October 8th. So we
Oh,
have to leave on October 1st to get there and get everything set up. And then we drive home, make stuff, ship it, and then we drive back down for Thanksgiving, have Thanksgiving with our employees, and we're
nice.
open for the last weekend of the fair.
Oh man.
And then we break it all down and haul it home. So it's better than trying to ship everything because that's nerve wracking for the people who work for us and for us. You know, trying to like damage stuff, boxes
Yeah.
lost in the mail, that sort of thing. So um, it's really good. And then Celtic Christmas weekend in Texas is amazing. I mean, like you kind of get Halloween and Christmas all in one fair. It's amazing. And it's a beautiful show. It is beautiful. Like there's so much stained glass down there. The place is so ginormous. You need at least an entire weekend to see all of it, and you still might. Well, you'll still miss stuff. I mean, like even it took us a while to even see that whole fair.
Wow.
And then Arizona starts up in February. So it's February and March. So we get December and January off. And then February and March, we're in Arizona. And then we get April and May off. And then we have June and July in Colorado. So we're very fortunate to have our shows spaced so nicely through the year. So it's not like crazy stressor.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, earlier, yeah, you mentioned that you had a storefront on Santa Fe Drive, during with the Santa Fe Art District down there. I remember, stopping by and visiting you, a couple times.
First Fridays.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
it was
we did that for 2 years.
wow, yeah, yeah. The storefront was amazing, and you had your sellable wares and the masks and all kinds of things. And then I think you also were you also using it as like a studio because I think you had
It,
some work
yeah,
in
it was a
progress.
studio space. Yeah. And then we moved over to South Broadway, and then the storefront in the front was like all showroom, and then the back space was all workspace.
Right, I think I've
And
been
then we
there
were,
too. Yeah,
yeah, we were there for a long time.
man,
And
that's
in fact, like, so then I sold this store to Kitty Krell, and she opened up Crimson Rose Masquerade, and she still sells our masks year round, and she's amazing. She's a very talented seamstress, really talented designer. I can't say enough about everything that she does. And it's just nice to have, the same kind of situation. How I needed a space to work, so I ended up creating a retail space. And then it was like it was special because we worked there. You could see that we were doing everything that
yeah,
was. And so she has sewing machines in there. She works in that space, and so it's kind of like a workspace and this beautiful retail. She like put in more chandeliers and she just tricked it out. It was beautiful. So
That
I'm really happy that she like continued on a tradition, and so it worked out really good.
that's awesome. It sounds like there's an amazing community of doing seamstress and mask work here in Denver.
Yeah, absolutely. And then she came up with her own like corset designs, like these power corsets that have this like really industrial zipper that locks, and it's waterproof. You can work out in it. It's pretty. She's pretty
What?
brilliant. I'm serious. Like, yeah.
That sounds so nuts. A corset that you can work out in.
Mhm.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That sounds that sounds amazing. Jeez. Yeah.
so
Man, that's
yeah.
so cool. Yeah, going back to some of the photos that you sent over too, like I was talking to you about this one, how it kind of reminds me of was it Queen Amidala from like the Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
prequels? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, on that piece, it was like kind of Urte. He's a costume designer from the 1920s.
Oh, cool.
Um, and then kind of like Rococo because of all the kind of Baroque stylized resin pieces that's on that, and then the tassels. I don't know. I was just experimenting because like every time I have to stop doing glass and I have to start making headdresses, I kind of try to do something different and experiment and be like, oh, try something, experimental. I wonder if this is gonna work, and then it ends up working or not. So
It's
it's okay.
gorgeous. Yeah, it's so gorgeous, and it's got that regal flair to it as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. You seem to be able to bounce around from like different styles and influences pretty handedly. Um,
Thanks.
yeah. Do you have people come in and ask for like custom commission type pieces?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am so weird and old school. It's like I just ask them to mail me a check, and depending upon what fair I'm in the middle of, like it could be
Mhm.
6 to 8 weeks, and it just depends upon like what it is. Like if it's something that we regularly make, then it goes pretty fast. If it's something that I have to stop what I'm doing and totally redraw and edit and
Right.
work out the kinks, that takes a little bit longer. And so luckily I've only had to, not deposit any a person's check, only like once or twice, I think. So I mean, most people are really patient, and I appreciate it because, like, uh, just you get so busy, it's hard to like um, balance everything, and it's we work in a flow and a process, and so it's hard to stop what we're doing to like make something totally different. So I mean, like even with my workbench, I can like point the camera down. You can see like I have all my stained glass stuff on the table. So when I'm
Yeah.
making headdresses, all of this goes away, and I bring out all the tools that I need to make headdresses. And so just it's like I said, it's just a flow. But yeah, I'm grateful that people are like super patient with us. And I mean,
That's cool. Yeah.
but that's how we work.
Don just chimed in. Uh, your work is so beautiful. Yeah, you're such a talented
Oh,
artist. So
oh, thanks, Don. I appreciate that.
yeah, Dawn's working with us on COFOH for the Colorado
Oh, cool.
Festival. She does a lot of stuff with the goth community here in Denver.
Yeah, that's where I know her from. That's cool.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so you guys are acquainted. That's awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I especially enjoy the this dragon boat headpiece as well. Um,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. The Yeah, it has a very 20 kind of roaring 20s kind of flair to it, as well as the fantasy aspect.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was kind of, I didn't know what to do with the, like, if I wanted a hat, and then it ended up just being a skull cap. And then once I
Cool.
got the ship on it, I felt like, oh, it needed something underneath. So I ended up doing like kind of swirly waves, and then having the pearls drip out from underneath the waves, and then big
Cool.
feathers. Every piece kind of, I don't know, builds momentum as you create it. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like that, I didn't have
Yeah.
a final vision for it all. So I mean, it was just kind of like, experimenting again.
Yeah. You kind of find that little, rhythm, once it starts like speaking to you, right? But- Well,
Oh, are
but
you still there? Yeah.
yeah, I'm still
Sorry.
here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I think you mentioned that you did this, Starry Night for your mom, and you
Yeah.
the dress there.
Yeah. My mom and I were going to Myth Mask out in LA,
Right.
and so we were designing like Coco Punk kind of
Oh, cool.
outfits, and so
Yeah.
we ended up, um, we decided to do a Van Gogh thing, and for my mom's costume, and yeah, it just kind of evolved, and so it was 12 feet of fabric.
Oh, wow. Oh, you okay?
Yeah,
Oh no.
sorry, I just need a sip of water.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, talking's a little raspy on the throat. I know that.
Sorry, it's my cat. Hey, hey, get out of my drink.
Is he going for
Yes,
bourbon?
this is my cat. Oh, sorry. Oh no,
Hello.
stealing my drinks,
Let me take that out.
making me cough.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's the Starry Night continuously painted 3 times, and I changed the landscape 2 times, and then the original landscape is in the front, and then repeated the sky.
Wow.
Oh, it was fun. It was a good project. And then Kitty, who has Crimson Rose Masquerade, she's the one who sewed that into a corset dress.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I just painted it.
Yeah. Well, and you
Yeah.
mentioned, growing up that you and your mom did murals together. It's got to be a lot of fun being able to work with your mother.
Oh, she still works with us. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, when I say us, like my mother and I work together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's got to be a amazing experience, because not too many kids work with their parents in such a such an integral way.
We definitely have a unique relationship.
That,
It's we share a lot of common interests and tastes and styles, and plus like whatever my mom wants to do with the house, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, sure, whatever you want.
yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, like if we winter break, or
Mhm.
our winter break, so in December, so over Christmas, because we don't really, we just like, oh, we get a day off, let's mosaic the backsplash. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, cool.
yeah, we'll have like projects in the house. So that's how we spend our like free time. It's making stuff for the house
Wow. You.
or doing the garden. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Well, so free time, still working on creative projects, no matter what. It seems like.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's pretty much. Well, I mean, I couldn't even imagine going on vacation. Like, I would be bored as, I would just be really bored.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a vacation unless I was like, taking painting classes somewhere, or cooking classes, or, something like that.
Yeah. No. That. Ooh. Oh dear. You okay?
No, lately I've been like really allergic to something outside in a swamp cooler.
Oh no.
was blowing right on me.
Oh, shoot. Do you need to move to a
So
different side of the studio?
yeah, I'm just gonna move over to the other side so I'm not being blown on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
better.
sorry about that. Yeah, it's I suffer from bad allergies, and yeah, swamp coolers can absorb all kinds of fun things from outside, yeah,
Yeah, no kidding.
and pass them on to you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, spores and all kinds of little fun things. Oh, geez. But shoot, you feeling better?
Oh, yeah, I do. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you need to, we can, we can always, end this so that you can, go deal with it. Yeah, yeah, because I know how important that is too. But real quick, while we still got you, just want to go through a couple more of these images that you shared with us. Uh, yeah, this headpiece is absolutely amazing. This castle piece as well. Um,
Thank you.
was that also kind of like found object, stuff, or like goods?
Yeah, actually, Laura, who was on, who said, she checked in earlier.
Hmm.
She gave me those little mini, those are hand carved wooden horses from China,
Oh,
and they came from, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, like people give me things, and or we find stuff at thrift stores, but it's fun to like incorporate miniatures into the hats. I've
nice.
been like, because normally I love miniatures, but sometimes they're hard to use, and
Yeah,
so doing like the landscapes and the kind of ethereal hats, they're just a lot of fun. So you only need like one or two pieces to make it like this really like fun, I don't know, story that's like
you-
on your head, and it's like this unusual piece. So I don't know, that's kind of why I like making them.
yeah. That's a good point. Like with all good art, it's about storytelling, and what better way to kind of convey this than pieces like this. That's pretty awesome. Um, you, when you're sitting there working on something, do you think about the the tales or the stories that might go into this piece, or whatever you're working on at the time?
No, I mean, I generally listen to a lot of audiobooks, so I'm
Okay.
usually like in another world while I'm making something, and so
Oh,
it's kind of
okay.
like because I get really stressed out if I start like thinking about um, or anxious or whatever. Like it kind of crushes the creative process when I have to think about, you know, I have to do this, I have to do that.
Sure.
It's like all the like stress of like owning a business. What
Yeah.
like if I sit down on my workbench, it's like an audiobook, and then I can just get in the zone and not, stress out, and then it kind of flows a lot easier.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
So I mean, as far as like the actual piece is concerned, I think it's more of like a visual thing for me instead of a story. Or it
Yeah.
could be. I mean, I don't know. We never really thought about it that way, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a visual.
Okay. No, I totally understand. Yeah, when I sit down to work on something, yeah, I usually get some kind of noise going on in the background, just as a nice distraction. Kind of becomes meditative at that point. Yeah.
Right.
So that's cool. Yeah, Dorothy chimed in. Your work is absolutely wonderful, and
Oh, thank you.
Laura wanted to say hi again. Yep, the Chinese horse.
Yes.
That's really awesome. So we've got a few more minutes. Yeah, Tiffany,
Okay.
what is there any piece that you're really looking to get started, or work on that you haven't really um, yeah uh, figured out just yet, or is there a project that uh, that you want to attempt that you just haven't yet?
Like I said, the leather clay is something that I'm like really, really interested in figuring out. But we'll see how weighty it is, you know, so that weight's always an issue if it's on your head.
Oh, right.
And then I'm totally jonesing to make the haunted house.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for Texas, I'm gonna have to do another Beetlejuice thing because that was so much fun. But I'm not sure. I mean, it's just we'll see when we get there. I need to finish my dragon. You know, I'm working on my long-term project is a stained glass book
Oh,
of patterns for all my flying creatures. So,
cool.
like, I'll just show you an example. Like, this is.
Yeah. Oh my, look at that. Wow, that's amazing.
So, oops, hold on, like this. Aha.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a. This one is the raven or the magpie.
Cool.
So it's basically what stained glass patterns look like.
Okay.
um,
That's great.
and I have an owl, I have a dragon, I have a phoenix, and so I want to do a griffin, a blue jay. Um, I don't know. It could go on and on and on.
Right.
I want to do flamingo. You know, it'll be fun. But you still have to like build it and figure out the fulcrum points on the wings. That's like the biggest challenge on the flying creatures. But like once you make one, once you get the points where it's like it flies good, then it goes so much faster. So anyway, that's.
That's awesome. That,
But
that
yeah, so I want to get published at some point in for my designs in stained glass. And when I post my videos online, I've gotten a lot of response for the flying creatures.
oh, cool.
So it's fun. Like, so it'd be great. I would always, you know, who doesn't want to have a book published?
That's
So
right.
I'm gonna work on that.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, you know, yeah. Let us know how the leather clay, you know, works out, and
Yeah.
wait to see more stained glass, you know, dragons and beasties. I think that's absolutely stunning work. Yes. Oh, it's so cool. So
I
freaking
just love
cool.
him so much. I know. I was like in the middle of, I was in the middle of making them, and like normally I don't name anything, and he was like, "My name's Salvador,"
He's
and I'm just
telling
like,
you a story.
"Salvador."
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. And then you got that blue one that's in process too. So, but it'll end up something similar.
I don't know. I haven't thought of the name for the blue one,
Okay.
but and I don't know if I'm gonna go with the moon theme again. We'll see. Like the glass that I'm working with is like, I mean, it's really brittle. I mean, it'd be too hard for me to show you on the camera, but
Yeah.
it's really thick handmade glass. And when I bought all this glass from another artist, it was one of the pieces that like crashed and burned.
Mm,
And so I'm taking all those smaller pieces and cutting the dragon out of it. So,
okay.
but it's so thick and brittle. I've been like, I busted out the glass saw because it's challenging to cut. I'll
Yeah.
just be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I can
But
only.
it's still a joy.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, yeah, Tiffany, I want to thank you for being so generous with your time and coming on and chatting about, you know, all the cool stuff that you make and, you know, your creative process and
Thanks.
making the world a much cooler place for, you know, bringing your art into fruition and
Well,
sharing.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for inviting me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It was it was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. I mean, it's an unusual world I live in, and I know like our studio is a little. I try to clean it up a little bit.
Oh,
There's projects everywhere.
yeah, I'm absolutely jealous of your studio and all the cool projects you got going on in there. It's like, oh man, this is so neat. Uh, but uh, but yeah, for everybody that tuned in that wants to follow Tiffany, her Facebook page is scrolling down at the bottom. So make sure you know to visit after this broadcast, and yeah, and that's a good place to hit you up for you know to order your work too.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want anything before Halloween, I mean by Halloween, sorry, you kind of need to order it very soon.
right now, because I mean, a
Soon.
good
Yeah.
mask for something takes weeks, right?
Yeah, well, we do things in batches, and so it's just really hard for me to, gauge where we're gonna be. It's hard to explain our production, but it's yeah.
Right, right. Oh,
So usually like by mid-September, I stop taking orders for Halloween,
okay.
just to kind of give you an idea.
Sounds good.
Oh,
And
and that's all over in the background.
he's the office manager.
He is the office manager. He is a supervisor.
Nice. Keeps things going. Dorothy chimed in real quick. Great introduction to both of you.
Oh,
Now,
thank you.
sounds like Dorothy, learned a lot about your creativity. So cool. Hopefully, yeah, you've got a new friend and a new patron as well.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks.
So,
Right.
Tiffany, stick around for a few minutes while I sign off. But
Okay.
again, thanks for being so generous with your time and sharing us all your cool stuff.
Yay! Cool stuff.
Oh man. And for everybody that tuned in, thanks so much for stopping by and learning, more about what Tiffany does and all her amazing artwork and masks and hats and stained glass dragons that fly. Oh gosh, so cool. But of course, want to thank all our sponsors. It's Mutiny Information Cafe. If you're going to start a revolution, make sure it's caffeinated. And to Hellfire Entertainment, thanks for rebroadcasting us on your social media. And of course, to Groovy TV and Alien Donut Films, to Bill and Angela over there, and our producers, Stephen Santa Cruz and Amanda Armstrong. And for everybody out there, during these tough times, be good, help each other out, and keep it spooky. Well, we'll catch you next time. Thanks so much, and have a good night.
Have a good night.